Hello, and welcome to another wonderful Monday. 888 Poker presents the XL Winter Series. This is the opening event. $55 got you in. Nearly 2,000 runners later, we are at the final table. $100,000 guarantee event. I am David Tuckman, joined by my usual partner in crime, the one and only, the myth-like, godlike creature. It is Nick Wealthall. Nick, how are you?
I get that a lot. Yeah, I'm good. I'm great, thank you. This weekend, David Tuckman, I had a minor surgical procedure.
Oh.
Yeah, it's pretty exciting. It's my first one ever. And I've recovered very strongly. They said a lesser man would not be able to broadcast tonight. Probably still be undergoing medical care, but I'm here with you and firing on all cylinders. Very excited for this new series of poker tournaments. And it's a great turnout, isn't it? We've got the London Live event going on at the moment, which has very good numbers, and this, which, as you said, has nearly 2,000 players. So 888 Poker's crushing at the moment.
Absolutely, absolutely. This is these XL Winter Summer Series are always a can't miss tournament series if you live in an area where you can play on 888 Poker. I unfortunately am not there. As you can see on our table, this runs from January 16th all the way through the end of the month, January 30th. We've got a lot of other wonderful things going on. We have 888 Live London going on right now at the Vic. And I believe that stream is actually still going on over on Twitch. We, as you know, everybody here, I can see you in the chat. We are here are on YouTube. Normally, we're not there. Ace on the flop, by the way, against Jacks. Oh, the 2-outer on the river.
Filthy.
Filthy indeed. And we have our first elimination. Ninth place took home $1,294.
Jax was the best hand when the money went in. That's what he's gonna tell you. Yeah, 9 players left, a range of chip stacks, but nobody's super short, so we'll get to see some interesting decisions, I think. And as usual, massive difference between finishing 9th for $1,200 as our first elimination just did, and $15,000 up top for the winner. So
we do have a free roll, Nick, as we always do. Our free roll will start in approximately 52 minutes. $1,000 in cold hard cash given away in that free roll, and the password for that, very simple: opening. One word: opening. As this is the opening event. Get it?
Yeah, got it. Nicely done.
If somehow the London event ends early, it is heads up right now. We will move over to Twitch, but for now we're going to be on here on YouTube. Normally we will be on our normal twitch.tv 888 Poker TV channel. Some interesting players at this final table, Nick, and I was looking through a couple of them. Some amazing stats as I look through my notes. One in particular really kind of stood out for me. Andre, 59, who has 32 big blinds, is not our chip leader, but is currently 3rd in chips. 123 final tables.
That's a lot of final tables. It's not even the most out of these players, but it's a lot. Ildar has 173, and Zotto 18 has 254 final tables.
That is amazing.
Yeah, so some very experienced players you're watching today.
Yeah, and if I look through the list, you're looking at, most of these players, we can track their average profit on 888 Poker, and most of these players profitable on 888 Poker. And for those of you who play poker or play a lot of poker, that is not easy. So well done for everybody here. Ship It, by the way, is one of the few players at this table we don't have much info on. They let that one go out of the big blinds.
Yeah, it could be a new account or somebody that doesn't play a lot of tournaments.
Yeah. Our next show, by the way, will be Friday. That is scheduled to be on Twitch, so you can join us over there. And once again, the free roll starting in now 50 minutes. Registration will be open for 40 minutes after that as well, but registration is open right now. Password for that is opening. What's up, Paul Kronberg? HC Doi, Claudia, Hayden, Caveman Travels, Sergey, Marcus, Koenig, KK. Hi, everybody. Jason Glatzer. Jason is, he does a great job reporting all of these events. Thank you for joining us, Jason. Jeanette Bull, one of our favorites. Pete has moved all in.
Yeah, pretty standard. He's got an opening raise in front of him. He's got 19 big blinds, and despite what you hear about pocket jacks, they have a mixed reputation. Allegedly, it's like the 4th or 5th strongest hand in No Limit Hold'em. We all know the truth. It's like about 115th in reality.
I mean, if you move all in, it plays much better than anytime
better,
you see a flop.
That's true.
Interesting about that particular player, Pete 444. This is actually probably one of the most astonishing stats at this final table. 87 final tables, Nick, with 49 wins.
He's playing a lot of heads-up tournaments.
Oh, I just figured, I was like, wow, that's amazing.
I mean, like, maybe I'm wrong, but that's sort of impossible.
Unless Phil Hellmuth has some sort of crazy stat like that. Phil Hellmuth has like 170 caches and like 66 final tables. And of those 66 final tables, he has like 39 top 2 finishes. That's legitimately correct at the World Series of Poker. It's really, Phil's stats are somewhat amazing. Like when he cashes, he makes final tables an inordinate number of times. And when he makes the final table, he finishes the top 2, a crazy, unsustainable, you'd think, percentage of the time.
What he says is like, either I must be really skillful or I must be the luckiest. I think he uses a naughty word, but I think he says I must be the luckiest person ever born. And I actually think it'd be more funny if he just was the luckiest person ever born. Because if you think about it, somebody has to be. As we see Andre make a big move. This is one of those experienced final table moves. We said we had some experienced players here. You don't get inexperienced players making that kind of shove, I don't think, from the big blind. That's a call for a lot of players with 26 big blinds, but Andre goes ahead and shoves.
Yeah, our 9th place finisher was Lucky Jack. They came in as the short stack. Lucky 1 Jack, making their 223rd final table. Average stake just under $1. So it doesn't play a ton of big tournaments, obviously. Plays a lot, though. Plays a lot of tournaments. And congratulations to Lucky 1 Jack for final tabling event number 1 here at the XL Winter Series, which runs through the end of the month. Nick Wealthall, David Tuckman. We're going to be here for a handful of these events. So make sure you clear your schedule over the next 2 weeks.
Yeah, come and watch, but also play and get involved. As David said, they're fantastic tournaments. Nearly 2,000 runners in this one. And you can either buy straight in or satellites are running around the clock. And you do get fantastic value when you play these 888 tournaments. Really good structures.
Got an all-in here from Gillatron. Gillatron making their 18th final table. Over 25% of the time that Gillatron plays, they cash. How's that for a stat?
It's very good.
Yeah.
Very hard.
Very, very difficult. Can we have people in the chat guess what your surgery was? That seems like a fun game.
I mean,
since you brought it up.
It's pretty obviously a tit job, but we can guess if you like.
I knew that. I was just wondering if anybody else could see it. I wasn't
sure.
It
was a reduction. I have I'm out of shape. I had fatty deposits, so I had those sorted out.
Ace 8 versus Ace Deuce here. Another player hits the flop. Ace 8 is in the lead. Both players with an ace high might be content to get the showdown. We'll see how it plays. What's up, Vantras? TM, hello to you as well. And hello to everybody in this in the chat, wherever you might be watching this from. I know we 888 poker in general is just a global game. It's one of the things about it I love.
Yeah, it's an interesting situation in this final table because we do have experienced players and we don't have any super short stacks. And if you open at this final table, there's a pretty good chance that you're going to get shoved on. So because so many players have between kind of 14 and 20 something big blind stacks.
This is a
So that's
situation where I personally like to develop a limping range. It's something that I don't do in cash games very often, but it's something that I've talked to some tournament pros about. And when I do play tournaments, I think when you're playing against those 14 to say 24, 25 big blind stacks, that really good 3-bet shoving stack, I want to develop a limping range because I want to play a lot of hands still, and I want to be able to put some pressure on my opponents. I also trust my ability post flop. I would think that a lot of you out there that thinking raise fold, raise fold, raise fold. This is the one situation in a tournament where developing a limping range makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, try and get hold of any commentary or videos or anything that, or any footage of Dominic Nietzsche, R888 ambassador, playing the master of the pre-flop limp. As we see a 3-bet here from I Have Asthma. And I don't think there's much Zolto can do. He does have I Have Asthma covered, but he's out of position and he has a pretty marginal hand to be out of position to a 3-bet, and he does fold.
Yeah, the fact that Zotto's open was from early position and I Have Asthma decided to 3-bet nonetheless, I think you have to respect that, especially also factor in that I Have Asthma is 3-betting one of the chip leader. All of those factors kind of point to I Have Asthma not really messing around. Ace Queen might have been one of the worst hands they have in their range there.
Good point. Yeah, he was 3-betting the chip leader.
KK is in Ireland. I love Ireland. I'm a huge fan of your country. Get an open here on the button from Ship It. Zotto decides to call. Both players miss 3 deuce deuce. Nick Welthall, David Tuckman calling the action for 8-8 poker. Very exciting news as we'll be doing these XL Winter Series and we'll do the Spring Series and we'll have all these wonderful tournaments, whether it's WPT deep stacks that we always cover. But we'll also, even when there's not an event coming on, we will be on Twitch every Monday morning. This same time. Yeah, this exact same time. We're going to be here covering a final table. Every Monday with giveaways, with fun, with antics. So make sure you join us every Monday for a good time.
Yeah, this final table is playing very tight at the moment, and I think it's completely for the reasons we said, which is stack sizes, and a lot of players have similar stacks, and it's just the way it goes sometimes at the beginning of a final table.
Yeah, first place in this is 15,000. Second place 10,900. Remaining 8 players guaranteed 1,700. This was just a $55 buy-in event. We had 1,828 runners, 320 made money. We are down to our final 8. Zotto, very happy to get the showdown right now. Not going to go anywhere with a pair of 6s and a straight draw. Teeing off 1, making their 45th final table. Took one shot at it, gave up. At least it looks like that.
Yeah, I don't think this one's going to make the highlight reel.
Probably not.
If it does, we've watched the longest poker tournament ever broadcast. Basically, everyone blinded out. I have not opening the Queen Jack, which is quite interesting. Not that it's a monster hand, but obviously it's a hand with some strength. Table's quite tight. But doesn't really get involved.
Well, I think you're right there, especially considering that I have Asthma has 39.3 big blinds. I think that's a hand that you probably want to be opening. Tight is right more often than not at these final tables, but I think you should kind of gauge the dynamic. And to your point, you said that this table is playing a little tighter. why not try to be a little bit more aggressive? When they're zinging, you zang type thing.
Yeah, I think that's the reason I would have opened. I mean, he or she was in a relatively early position, but I think you could open that. It's like such a quiet start to our final table. Peaceful.
Yeah, this is. Sometimes we cover these final tables, Nick, and you see carnage, you see blood, and this has been very hippie-like.
So how was Mexico?
Oh, it was
Mexico.
It was
Didn't you go?
It was
recently?
wonderful. I was just in beautiful Cabo San Lucas for a poker player's wedding, a friend of mine, and it was a wonderful festivity. We had a rehearsal dinner, we had opening festivity drinks. It was like at the Olympics. Opening festivity drinks. We had a rehearsal dinner. We had the wedding, and then we had the next day brunch.
Lovely.
It was really fantastic. If you have never been to Cabo San Lucas, I highly recommend it. It is a sanctuary, a bastion of love and beach and sun and all beautiful things. Ace Jack versus Queens.
Ship it might continue here. 2 overcards, backdoor straight.
I think this is a spot where, cash game, you're going to see a lot of continues there.
Mm-hmm.
In a tournament, when you only have, 23 big blinds, it makes it a lot more difficult to play that hand, because I just think post-flop maneuverability is gone. What are you going to do on the turn?
Yeah.
Or are you willing to risk half your stack?
It's a very fair point.
Ildar with the ace-7 decides not to 3-bet shove. And Andre 59 gets that one through. Zotto continues to be our chip leader with 47 big blinds, as the blinds have just moved up. We're going to see a war here,
that's going to make a
though.
difference. We are going to see a war right here, and that blind level is going to get us more wars in the near future. But Queen's Ace King, obviously a classic matchup.
And it could have been bloodier, to be honest. Ildar 0365 could have definitely shoved their under 10 big blind stack with sevens. Decided not to, save themselves. There's the all-in.
Yeah, this is going to give us a new chip leader.
Yep, there's the call. Ace King versus Queens. Oh, there's the ace. Jack of Hearts not going to help those pocket queens. And I have asthma now has a lot more chips as well.
Yeah, big hand in the context of this final table. Andre would definitely not have expected to get knocked out in 8th, but that's the way it goes sometimes. Nothing they can do with pocket queen, $1,700. And as you highlighted right at the top of the broadcast, a fantastic tournament player, and will not be their last final table, just not to be today.
Andre 59 takes home $1,722. The remaining 7 players all guaranteed $2,311. That is good news for Ildar, who is our short stack. Pete all in with ace jack for just 12 big blinds. And we talk about ICM, Nick, and we talk about the catastrophe if you have one of those medium stacks of getting eliminated before one of the short stacks. But when you have queens, there's just nothing else you can do, right?
Yeah, there's nothing you can do. It's such a strong hand. I mean, I have asthma. If I have asthma, it's shoving with 10s there and you fold your queens, it's a disaster. So you can't not take any spots just because there are some shorter stacks. Now, exactly where those lines cross is very complicated, hard to make those decisions in real time. If you're watching this and you want to get better, you make the best decision you can when you get deep into a tournament. And then you go away and you look at it with some ICM software and you learn that way.
Yeah.
But you have to make the best decision you can at the table. It's tough. Tournaments are hard.
I would argue that was a pretty big shove for my Avasma. It was a 23 big blind. It was an open, a standard open with a 23 big blind stack. And then I Avasma decided to move all in. And you might even argue that they're not moving all in for over 30 big blinds with aces. So if they're not doing it with aces, then there's really only, the hand you just don't want to see is kings. And they might not even 3-bet all in with kings. I mean, a lot of players with the very, very top of their range are going to 3-bet smaller because they want action with those hands. So I think it makes queens even more of a slam dunk call in that spot.
Yeah, they're going to play tens and jacks like that a lot of the time, and some other stuff as well. So.
Right. I mean, I guess that was my point. If you're giving your opponent, you start thinking of the range of hands they have. And if I say they don't have aces, so then they have ace king, ace queen suited, maybe tens and jacks. Suddenly we're doing really, really well against that range. Speaking of aces, I have Asma, who has the chip lead, has aces. How do they decide to play this? I might want to consider a limp against Shippett's 18 big blind stack. Decide just to raise, though.
Yeah, I really like a limp there against 18 big blinds. If they raise, you can shove, or you can call. As long as you never fold, it's hard to be making a mistake.
Yeah, as long as you don't fold aces pre-flop there, you're not making a mistake.
Yeah, well, pre or post against 18 bigs, I would suggest. Don't fold aces pre. That's the kind of advice you can take away from tonight's show.
Vantress TM says David Tuckman fish. I'm not sure if they're suggesting that the fish in Cabo was really, really good, because it was, or that I'm a fish.
I think they were asking for your opinion on the fish in Cabo.
Either way, I think they're both probably correct. Yeah, I know the fishing was amazing. A few of us went sports fishing and caught some amazing, amazing fish and ate them. So all good. That's what you do when you catch them, right?
As opposed to keeping them as pets.
Yes. Some people will catch fish and then throw them back, not eat it.
Yeah.
Oh, we got an interesting hand here. Ship it, raise with king queen rather than moving all in, and now kind of hates life. Like, oh, do I call off with king queen?
Yeah, that's the thing, isn't it? This is exactly the nightmare scenario. This is a very tough situation.
I think as played, you have to fold this because of ICM. I mean, Ildar two to Shippett's right has 7 big blinds. Gillatron, one to his left, has 10 big blinds. Pete only has 15 big blinds. I would have just liked to shove the king queen and take that play out of your opponent's hand. But as played, I think you have to fold king queen there. Jeanette Bull loves fish. And if Jeanette Bull loves it, I love it.
Solid policy. Aces have moved around to Zotto. They're only going to people with lots of chips. That's the rule here.
And open here from I have asthma. I fortunately don't have asthma. I have empathy for people that do.
Very big problem that isn't talked about very much. And won't be talked about here because it's a poker show, but I'm just saying.
No.
Just saying.
Just want to simply point out that I have empathy for people that have it. Looks like we have a lot of Russians in the chat. Well, welcome to you. We travel to Russia. Occasionally 8-a-day pokers in Sochi. We always look forward to that trip. I know Nick has been there. I have not been there yet, and I'm hopefully we will go there later in 2022. That would be a treat for me.
Must be possible, mustn't it? Must be. Have you ever been to Russia?
Only on like a weird. I've been to Moscow, but I didn't really get to stay there.
Oh, okay.
So I don't really consider it being there, to be honest. So I'm looking forward to going to Russia. I have the furthest east I've been is the Ukraine,
Okay.
which I
Next
loved.
door.
I really love the Ukraine.
Next door and quite close to Sochi. We're gonna. I think I'm being pretty bold in this call. We're going to see an all-in here with Ildar with kings with 5.5 big blinds.
But will Tinoff call though? That's the question. Are you willing to go on that limb? Are you willing to come out and say that Tinoff is going to call 100%?
Yes, yes.
Wow. Diamond or an ace? Instead, it's a king and a third king for our short stack and a full double.
Yep, that's exactly what you're dreaming of when you get down to 5 big blinds. Ildar right back in it. We've seen how quickly it can turn around a final table.
Yeah, we've all been in that situation where you need a hand because you've got 6 big blinds, 7 blinds, and you're almost rubbing the cards. You get them, you rub them. You're just hoping, you're willing them to be good, and then you look down king, and you're like, oh, come on, give me an ace, give me a queen, give me I'll take that king, sure, thank you, sign me up for that.
So the first bit of that has happened to me. The second bit's never happened, but I imagine it's really cool.
Right.
I imagine it's amazing.
It's usually king, and then you look down, you're going ace. No, it's a 4.
It's a 4. Yeah, offsuit, obviously.
Nick Wealthall, David Zuckman here. We're back on Friday. Same start time with another XL Winter Series event. That show is slated to be on Twitch at our normal start time. East Coast Sticky Fingers asking, how do you join these? How do you play on these? Very simple. You get an 888 poker account. You deposit a little bit of money. You can deposit very little. You can earn your way into these events via satellite. And then you play well, get lucky, and make a final table. Now, if you mean how do you join these streams, very simple. You just log in. That's also possible. Nick is at Nick Wealthall on Twitter. I am at Tuck on Sports on Twitter. You can follow 888 Poker on all of our social media. And hit that subscribe button. Hit the love button over on Twitch. And you'll be notified when we do go live.
I'll give you an even easier way to join in. You can play in our free roll.
What?
Completely free. Starts in less than half an hour on 888 Poker. You sign up, you get an account. You play for free. To do that, you just go to the XL Winter Final Table Streaming Free Roll. You put in the password opening, one word, opening, OPENING, and you're in. No money down. Play for your share of $1,000 in cash. Just for fun.
That was an interesting 3-bet there from Ship It. So Zotto opened, and Ship It decided to 3-bet on about an 11 big blind stack rather than move all in with King Jack. And sometimes I wonder, that play, it's really intriguing because you're doing it with blockers. You obviously don't want any action when you have King Jack offsuit, but that small 3-bet on an 11 big blind stack looks really strong.
Interesting shove from teeing off with King, Queen, offsuit. A classic squeeze spot, a raise and a call in front. You're in the big blind. You've got a hand with some value. A hand that is going to take out some of your opponent's scary cards. And you move the money in. Bold, but winning.
Yeah, no doubt about that. Teeing off's average stake about $14, average profit about $7. And I Have Asthma has a decision to make. It's another 10 big blinds back over to them. The pot is 15.8 big blinds. So you're getting about 1.6 to 1 with ace 9. And I Have Asthma makes a really, really good fold with the ace 9.
Pete with the back-to-back all-ins, getting back into the tournament over 15 big blinds. You can see the stacks, 4 short stacks battling away here. Big differences between being the next one out, which is good for $2,300, and if you survived all the short stacks and you were 4th, you'd be taking home $5,700. So pay jumps ramp up now.
Yeah, these pay jumps are quite huge, especially when you factor in the buy-in that was just $55. You think that some of these players probably satellited in. It becomes quite significant. We're going to get a raise here from Pete, and I'm curious to see what, depending on what the size is. Oh, hello. How about a limp instead? Little trap with the ace-king suited. A call from I Have Asthma. What does Ship It do with Queen Jack? Do they raise? Do they just tap the table and see a flop? They're going to see a flop, and they're going to love it as they flop top pair.
Yeah, I would definitely bet and Ship It's position there, because there are so many cards that can either beat you or kill your action or whatever.
Yep,
But he checks it through, and now Pete has the nut flush draw, as we can see.
Ship It with top pair. Just a call. I Have Asthma, probably going to get away from it. Does. There's a 10. See if Ship It wants to go for some thin value. Not really that thin, considering the way this hand played out. Instead, they check. And now Pete is going to bluff. And I think Ship It has to call. I think they've under-repped their hands so much. And they do make the call. Great call there from Queen Jack from Ship It. Talk us through that one, Nick.
Yeah, well, I mean, I suppose it's a great call. It would have been a pretty puke fold with top pair. But the way it played, I'm not quite sure I understand Pete's bluff, because I don't know what he was trying to get to fold that caused that turn.
Well, Ship It bet the turn. Oh, we got an all in here. Ace King versus Ace 3. There's a 3. A Jack or a King, not going to happen. And after bluffing with the Ace 3, after bluffing with Ace King, they get lucky with Ace 3 and Pete back in the game with 17 bigs.
Yeah, he shoved 7 big blinds with the Ace 3 suited. That's really standard. Nothing wrong with that at all. Just ran into Ace King. But if you're going to run into Ace King, why not outdraw Ace King? That's a good tactic.
It's always a good strategy. Password once again. This the free roll starts in 22 minutes. Registration is open. It is opening. I'm going to type it in the chat right now. There it is, opening. Yeah, when Ship It bets the turn, does Ship It ever have kind of a smallish pair? Maybe a 9 and not a queen, and then you can get that 9 to fold?
Yeah, it's possible. Yeah. I think, with the Ace King there, you did have some showdown value as well. And your opponent has some kind of value to bet on the turn. Obviously, they could have the same draw as you, but it's a little bit unlikely with you holding the Ace King of clubs.
And some of those straight draws came in. So you got to be a little bit wary of that.
Look at this setup here: Ace Queen versus 10s versus Jacks.
This is set up for carnage for sure. Oh wow, Ship It makes a fold. That is a ridiculously disciplined fold, and it's Ace Queen versus Jack. There's the Queen. That would have been the 10. Diamond also could save the Jacks. Does not happen.
Jacks are a problem.
Yeah, they continue to be a problem. 10 off, down to 13 big blinds. Ildar up to 24 big blinds. And Ship It is now dancing, going, I'm a genius. I knew it.
Well, he would have had a set and won the hand.
No, yes, he would have. You're right. Yes. Yo, Ship It, you're terrible. Good point. So we mentioned the payouts a little while ago. The remaining 7 players all guaranteed $2,311. Take a look at our payouts. First place, $15,000. Second place, $10,900. As Nick mentioned, if you can just survive a couple of spots, get up to $5,700. These pay jumps quite significant when you consider that the buy-in is just $55.
Yeah, absolutely. Somebody's going to walk away with a big return on their $55. If they satellited in, maybe even bigger, you could do that as well. Satellites running around the clock for this winter series, which is, this is the opening event, just starting today. A couple of weeks of really good tournament action, so I hope you can get involved, and maybe it could be you playing for some payouts like the ones we've got for you today.
Enough bets his flush draw, 7 high, gets it through, and we continue on. Jeanette Bull also hates jacks, so Jeanette Bull is like 81% of the poker population out there.
I mean, it's weird, isn't it? Because obviously they are a very strong hand, especially in tournament poker when you get under 30 big blinds. They're very, very strong, but they have a bad reputation.
I'm a unicorn because I actually love jacks. Love them.
Give me some
zero
jacks,
issue with jacks.
says David Tuckman. Give
Give
jacks.
them to me all the time, please. I'll deal with the tricky spots. At least I'll try to. Ian out Gregoris by says, I satellited in for this event for 50 cents. Just wasn't my day. But think about that.
Wow, cool.
Yeah, the fact that you got this experience for 50 cents, the fact that you were able to satellite into a $55 event for 50 cents, you just keep doing that. Eventually, it will be your day. So, congratulations nonetheless.
Always a ton of fun to win a satellite seat and have a shot at bigger money. It's really one of the best things in poker, in my opinion.
The first time, do you remember, have you ever satellited into the World Series Poker main event?
I have not, actually.
The first time I did that, it was live. I was at the World Series, and I played in it was a $500, super satellite, one of those huge ones. And I got my seat. And it was the best feeling because it was the first time I was ever going to be able to play the event. Mm-hmm. And I didn't have the bankroll to play an event that large at this point in my career.
It's a lot of money.
Yeah, to put $500 in and win a main event seat was one of the most exhilarating experiences I've ever had in poker. And I remember it to this day. I remember just a huge smile from ear to ear with the yellow ticket that said I had won a seat. I was thrilled.
Quite right. It's a big win. I mean, that's why satelliting into that kind of tournament is really hard, because ultimately you're trying to win $10,000. An XL Winter Series event, you might be trying to win 55 or 109 or something like that. A lot more achievable. Winning a main event ticket's actually, not easy at all.
No. Action folds around to the blinds. Zotto's just going to give Tianoff a walk. Carl Penny asking for the free roll password. That free roll starts in 17 minutes. Password is opening. This is our opening XL Winter Series event. $55 got you into it. Over 1,800 runners, and we are down to our final 7. And once again, the password is opening. We're giving away $1,000 in cold hard cash. Get your hands on some of that. Nick Wealthall, David Tuckman calling the action here for 8-Day Poker. We'll be back here on Friday. And when I say here, we'll actually be on Twitch on Friday. So make sure you join us there. Gillatron moves all in. I think Zotto is probably going to call this.
Yeah, I definitely think he should. 6 big blind shove, pocket 7s. He overshoves, shuts everybody else out.
There's the ace.
And there's the ace.
Easy game, right?
Easy game. The short stacks are winning at the moment at this final table. A lot of short stack double ups so far.
And it's going to create an interesting dynamic as we move forward if these players do continue to survive as the average stack gets shorter and shorter. And this game becomes more of a pre-flop game than it already was. Leonardo says, I satellited for free in the XL Autumn Series. Won $2,500. 8-Day Poker is awesome for that. This could be interesting. We have a button ace. which is almost definitely going to be a raise. See how Ship It decides to play the aces.
Well, the username must be a clue. Somewhere in between. A suspiciously strong 3-bet.
Yeah. I think anytime the big blind, it's a little bit different at the final tables, but anytime a big blind raises against a single opener with no callers between, it is indicative of strength because they could just call very easily.
Yeah. It's very hard for Ship It to do anything. I don't know, whatever you do there. Pretty hard to realize value. You can definitely make an argument for flat calling. But then you get into some horrible spots, potentially. Don't know.
If flop comes out, 9-9, 9-9-5 with 2 diamonds, and you're just kind of hoping.
I have asthma with the decision. And he does fold, and that's one of those situations where it looks like, well, you fold an ace-deuce offsuit to an all-in there, but I understand I can see the cards that Gillatron had, but just as a principle, ace-2 offsuit is reasonably, high up in your range as a button open. You could argue you're going to be tighter because Gillatron stack, but I don't know about raise folding that against 10 big blind shove.
Yeah, I'll go
11
one
big
step
blind shove.
further. I don't know about raise folding that, but I really don't like raise folding then showing that. I don't want the table to know at this point, if I'm the big stack and I have asthma is the big stack, I want the table to think that I'm a little bit crazy. I want the table to think that I'm not folding anything and that I will gamble. And that if you put your chips in there, it's going to be for your tournament life. I don't want the table to think that I will fold an ace here. So I would put that out there, especially as the big stack. I want the table to be scared about 3-betting me. At least light. If they're 3-betting me, they better have the goods because I'm going to call. No. Whether that's correct or not, I don't know, but that's the image I would rather have as the big stack at this point.
Well, the blinds have gone up and the big stack now just has 35 big blinds. You can see the stack depths around the table. This is a much shorter final table than it was 40 minutes ago when we came on air. So we're going to see a lot of all-ins in the next 20 minutes.
Yeah, you would imagine that that's the case. And in these situations, I have seen short stacks end up being chip leaders and chip leaders getting knocked out in no short order. It's things can really kind of change very quickly at this point of the tournament. So it does become, okay, who gets lucky a little bit. What's up, Big Baza 30? Okay, things are good. I don't know, Nick, how are things? You look great considering the surgery.
Thanks. Well, maybe the surgery is the reason why I look great. Depends on the surgery. You can't see my cheeks from where you're sitting, obviously.
You've always had marvelous cheeks. I can't imagine that was it.
That's true. It was knee surgery, or I had knee surgery. So I'm fine from here upwards. I'm fine. This is fine.
Did you use like a marker on your knee? Did you write like not this one, and then just so they make sure they didn't screw it up?
Are you saying that because you know that they do that?
Yeah.
They literally put an arrow as to which leg. So I was laughing for about 15 minutes. It's like a big arrow. It's so funny.
I dated a girl many moons ago that her dad was a surgeon and a doctor, and he had to go in for surgery, and he did that. And I said, "Why are you doing that?" And he goes, "You know what? It's a 1 in 100 mistake, but you don't want to be the 1 in 100 where they operated on the wrong knee. That sucks. So make sure
funny.
You get a Sharpie and you write on your leg and you just wash it off afterwards." Neither player with anything here.
No.
And is it going to get the showdown?
10 high is the nuts.
The nuts. It's pretty crazy, but 10 high is the winning hand right now. But Eye of Asthma is going to bluff with the winning hand. Ildar had no interest in that pot whatsoever. Let it go. Jeanette Bull says, you look a bit pale tonight. No, he's just British.
True. It's exactly what it is.
It's winter in the UK. I mean, come on.
It really is winter in the UK. Only another 4 months to go. And then it'll be mild.
4 months of winter, and then you get your 4 days of summer. Go get them. Fives versus jacks. Oh, there's a set of fives.
Immediate service.
Oh, and maybe jacks are just the doom today. It's just jacks can't beat ace queen. They can't beat ace king.
You,
they can't
useless.
They can't beat even fives.
The other thing is, it's the final table of the short stack once again. The all-in player survives the all-in. That's what we've had so far.
What's up, Nettie? Good to see you. Some of our usuals have found us on YouTube. Normally, we are on Twitch, as many of you know, and we will be back on Twitch on Friday and then next Monday. Today, we are on YouTube because we have a live London event. Nick and I were supposed to actually be there, but because of COVID concerns, they canceled the live stream. But there is still that live stream over on our Twitch channel if you want to check that out. I believe they are heads up right now. Both of these shows, by the way, will be archived. So if you ever want to watch these shows at your leisure, you can. Gillatron opens and will fold the 7 high.
Good strong play from Zotto here. It's not a play everybody would make.
Yeah, Zotto with their 255th final table. I'm reading that correctly. 255 final tables. Average stake $12. Their average profit a little bit over 3. So their return on investment somewhere in the, say, 27% range. They have 37 wins to their name. And as you can see, a lot of experience at these final tables.
Yeah, clearly grinding the smaller buy-ins, but doing it very successfully. That's a very good rate of return. So they know what they're doing. We've seen aces a lot. Wow. Jesus. About 4 times.
Yeah. Teeing off with not much going on. See if Gillatron wants to put a small bet in there, maybe check it back. No, how about just all in and hope your opponent has a jack? Does not. Gillatron to 19 big blinds. I was at this wedding that you mentioned in Cabo, and Anthony Zeno was there. A lot of poker players were there. Anthony Zeno was there, and I talked to him for a while about final tables. And he actually said early in his career, as we see an all in here from Ildar, no calls. Early in his career, he played so many small events. He just played a ton. He was a lawyer originally, and Anthony Zeno is a World Series of Poker bracelet winner, a WPT Player of the Year in the past. Great poker player, plays all the games. And he mentioned, he said, early in his career, he played so many small events, $100, $200, $300 events, live ones, and he made so many final tables that he just got really comfortable. He understood what that was like. Pocket jacks versus king 10 in the big blind. Jacks in the big blind. There's the all-in. See, jacks work there. You just got to get your opponent to fold pre-flop, and you're okay.
There you go.
But he just said that familiarity, being comfortable at the final table, just enabled him to make good decisions and not have that final table apprehension and fear.
Yeah, it makes perfect sense. I mean, remember, in life, confidence only comes from successful repetition. It can't come from anywhere else. It's not real confidence if it's manufactured. So you got to put yourself into position to win a lot, and then you will get more comfortable with it. Interesting situation here is both players flop a pair. Post-flop poker, David, look out.
Yeah, these are 2 of the deeper players at the table. The 2, this is number 1 and number 2 in chips. In fact, I have Asthma does have Zotto covered, but both players with just enough to play this hand out. The only thing I will say, I was going to say, on a somewhat dry flop, ace queen 4 rainbow, that double barrel from Zotto is enough to scare I have Asthma.
Ildar with the ace king and 17 big blinds. You'd expect a shove, and we do get one.
Password for the free roll that begins in just 5 minutes is opening. All one word, OPENING. Opening will get you into that free roll, $1,000 in cold hard cash. Ildar, after picking up ace king, picks up ace queen.
Yeah, Ildar, who was down to 5 big blinds earlier in this final table. Nice flop to be the pre-flop raiser.
I'm kind of surprised Ildar did not 3-bet the ace queen.
It's just stack size, isn't it? You've got to shove, really.
And yeah, maybe ship its small stack factored in. You know, maybe the fact that they just shipped the ace king, and it looked a little, you know, maybe a little scary for them.
I think so. Combination of factors. You're against the big stack. You've got 2 short stacks. What you just said as well. I'd imagine this will get checked down now, but you never know.
If Ildar checks this, though, Zotto might take a shot at it.
I don't know. Oh, Ildar doesn't check.
No. Ildar's going to have some kings in their range. When they flat pre-flop, they're going to have king queen. They're going to have king jack suited. And they're going to try to rep that.
This is straightforward fold, I think, for Zotto.
Yep. Ildar up to 28 big blinds. Blinds going up in 2 minutes, Nick.
Yeah.
We still haven't lost a player.
No, well, when the short stacks win the all-ins, David, theoretically, you could go on for days if that keeps happening.
Cut to a bleary-eyed Nick Welthall on Wednesday. We're still 6-handed in the opening event.
Another short stack win. Extraordinary. Beautiful flop for Tianov.
If somebody sets the over-under on Wednesday, though, I will bet the under.
No, I think that's fair.
Did you make some successful NFL playoff wagering?
Well, I was slightly down on the regular season, and then I had a good weekend this weekend. So, what a positive note to go into the break with. Nick's NFL bets.
Yeah, I crushed, by the way, for the record. I just want to put it out there. I made 1 NFL bet this weekend, just 1. I was going to make 2, but I didn't get to the did not get to the bet time in time to put that bet in. I bet on those Buffalo Bills to win big. They won big. Didn't even have to sweat it because I am sharp as F. Okay,
literally, no one cares.
So this is the thing. People should care. They should just follow me on Twitter at Tech on Sports because I give away these picks for free.
Yeah, that's the correct price for them.
Players are on about a 4-minute break. We will take that break as well. Don't go anywhere. More action from the XL Winter Series opening event in 4 short minutes.
Introducing the 888 Poker Stream Team. Great poker content, education, entertainment, and community. And each streamer brings their own unique point of view. The first of our 2 Canadian streamers feels strongly about dressing for success. Jordan Banfield is the team rookie.
I'm Jordan Banfield and this is my stream. I'm really excited to join the stream team. Being a sponsor pro means so much to me. We tend to always have a good time on stream. We incorporated Fancy Friday and Suit Up Saturday, and the whole idea behind it is if you feel good, you just play good poker. And people should expect to see a lot of good poker play on my channel. Dressing for success can't hurt, so let's go.
Usually playing without a delay is Canadian Adam Eklo-Tahoki, a music producer and artist with over 50 million streams on Spotify. He's now turned his attention to poker.
My poker style is unique as I'm still relatively new to the game. I make good calls, bad calls, sometimes I just time out, and I make no calls. As the Eklo army grows, our regular home games can get pretty silly, and a lot of tomatoes get airborne. I like my stream to be a fun, positive experience. Everyone is welcome, all experience levels, and you can interact as much or as little as you like. And of course, as a music producer, music definitely plays a vital role in my stream and community.
Next up is Brit Manley. He's focused on making a friendly stream and bringing good educational content to viewers at the low to mid stakes.
If you're looking for a welcoming place to meet like-minded players and nerd out about poker, I've got you. My stream is all about having fun, making friends, and learning together. I'm focused on climbing the stakes, and I'm bringing my community with me. Join me for hand discussions, live coaching sessions, interactive games, and more. All to an awesome soundtrack.
Not as interested in tournaments? Nick Eastwood's stream will speak to your cash game loving hearts.
Generally, tournaments aren't for me. My stream is all about cash games. I've recently challenged myself to win $1,000 at $10 cash games, and it's been a real grind so far. I have a YouTube channel for cash game content like guides, stream highlights, and
Introducing the 888 Poker Stream Team. Great poker content, education, entertainment, and community. And each streamer brings their own unique point of view. The first of our two Canadian streamers feels strongly about dressing for success. Jordan Banfield is the team rookie.
I'm Jordan Banfield and this is my stream. I'm really excited to join the stream team. Being a sponsor pro means so much to me. We tend to always have a good time on stream. We incorporated Fancy Friday and Suit Up Saturday, and the whole idea behind it is if you feel good, you just play good poker. And people should expect to see a lot of good poker play on my channel. Dressing for success can't hurt, so let's go.
Usually playing without a delay is Canadian Adam Eklo-Tahoki, a music producer and artist with over 50 million streams on Spotify. He's now turned his attention to poker.
My poker style is unique as I'm still relatively new to the game. I make good calls, bad calls, sometimes I just time out, and I make no calls. As the Eklo army grows, our regular home games can get pretty silly, and a lot of tomatoes get airborne. I like my stream to be a fun, positive experience. Everyone is welcome, all experience levels, and you can interact as much or as little as you like. And of course, as a music producer, music definitely plays a vital role in my stream and community.
Next up is Brit Manley. He's focused on making a friendly stream and bringing good educational content to viewers at the low to mid stakes.
If you're looking for a welcoming place to meet like-minded players and nerd out about poker, I've got you. My stream is all about having fun, making friends, and learning together. I'm focused on climbing the stakes, and I'm bringing my community with me. Join me for hand discussions, live coaching sessions, interactive games, and more. All to an awesome soundtrack.
Not as interested in tournaments? Nick Eastwood's stream will speak to your cash game loving hearts.
generally, tournaments aren't for me. My stream is all about cash games. I've recently challenged myself to win $1,000 at $10 cash games, and it's been a real grind so far. I have a YouTube channel for cash game content like guides, stream highlights, and other fun poker videos. I also have a Discord where players can share their goals, graphs, and hand histories to learn from each other. I definitely don't hide my emotions on stream and still don't take too kindly to the bad beats, especially if they're in the challenge.
For poker with a side of great music and a positive attitude, check out Portugal's Ricardo Mateus on stream.
We try to keep it light and happy. A good mood always dominates. On my stream, you'll find good humor, singing, great dancing skills with my DJ time, and good poker content for the newbies. I also have a various bar where you can keep track of all of my bad beats, but who's counting those anyway? The biggest goal of my stream is that we all have fun.
And rounding out the team with his more chill vibe is micro stakes warrior David Gibson, working to build his bankroll in the micros.
I think people can definitely relate to where I'm at with poker, both in the stakes I play and my experiences. The community is the most important part of my stream. I currently play with no delay, and that means I can interact with the viewers live, and it makes a big difference, I think, to how involved people feel. And I like to play some of my favourite old school games during the breaks, so the content never stops.
What a team! There's something here for everyone. Tournaments, cash games, and those entirely relatable bad beats and hopefully big wins. But it's not just about wins and losses, it's also about the community and having some fun. Check out 888 Poker's Stream Team. Make sure to follow and join the communities, and stay tuned for more streamers and many new surprises soon. 888 Poker. Made to stream, made to play.
I'm Sofia Lövgren, and I've been a poker player for 15 years. I've traveled all around the world in order to play the best games. From Las Vegas to Macau, there are a lot of ways to play your big hands, but some people swear by slow playing the monsters. But it could be a good thing to mix up your game now and then, so you're not playing too predictably. Number 1. Don't slow play a hand that is far from the nuts. If you have a top pair, that's a good hand, but it's not a great hand, especially if it's on a very wet board that connects with the opponent's range. Then you don't want to give any free cards. Even a flopped flush is vulnerable. It's better to bet and raise than to slow play. There will always be times when other players suck out on you. Just don't let them do it for free. Real monsters like a flopped full house, quads, or a nut flush are actually very good to slow.
Table. So there is a lot of variance. You're going to see a lot of all-ins, and we'll see what happens. But you know, it's one of those situations where, okay, Tianov is our big stack right now. He was one of our short stacks 3 orbits ago. So things change very fast. Still that phenomena of the short stack always surviving.
Anthony, there's no audio. Apologize for those technical difficulties. You can see our mouth moving. You could see our faces, but you could not hear us. We do apologize for that. We haven't lost anything.
That's how my wife feels. She communicates in our house. You must be able to see my mouth moving. Why can you not understand the words I'm saying to you?
It's better that way.
Yeah.
Almost definitely. Thank you, Jason Glatzer, helping us out. Jason always doing a great job. We appreciate you. And still 7 remain. Nick dropped some real nuggets of wisdom there.
Yeah, not about this final table. It was actually about how to make better choices in your life so you have greater success. But I think the moment's gone now, so let's get back to the poker.
Well, the 3% of people that can read lips got it.
Yeah.
So they can translate for the rest of the group out there. Zato, short stack. I feel like when you have that short a stack, getting anything through, even a hand as good as ace queen is probably a win. Ship it, by the way, down to 2.4 big blinds. Pete at 5 big blinds. And the pay jumps are significant right now. This is a $55 buy-in tournament. So any pay jump is huge.
Yeah, he just saw an interesting move from Iavatsma, shoving the queen 6 suited with 20 big blinds. 3 short stacks left to act in the hand. So just leveraging that stack. Ildar picks up pocket kings. Ildar picked up pocket kings when he had 5 big blinds a long time ago at this final table.
Now, this creates an interesting ICM situation where if you are Gillatron, it actually would be a catastrophe to get knocked out right now. And a hand even as good as ace queen might go in the muck. With Shipit only having 2 big blinds, Pete only having 5 big blinds, and the pay jumps being what they are. I do not have my ICMizer in front of me, but
yeah, I was trying to work out what I'd do here.
I know I talked to Patrick Leonard about this, Pads, who's just a phenomenal poker player.
Yeah.
And you have to make some folds that you would not normally even fathom. You'd be thinking going, wait, now that makes no sense. Like, I don't think 3-bet calling off is correct.
Even 7-handed.
Yeah.
Because obviously the money jumps are not as big, 6th and 7th and 5th. Well, Ildar obviously is going to get it in. Again, must get it in.
I am not an ICM expert, and I've only talked to people, but I think 3-betting there to fold is not ideal.
Yeah, 3-betting to fold is terrible there, regardless of ICM. And the reason why is that there is by the time the action gets back round to you, if this is a new idea to you, when the action gets back round to you, there's so much money in the pot. Like there's almost 5-1 there that Gillatron's getting on the remaining 5 or 6 blinds in their stack. So regardless of the tournament situation, that's not going to be a great fold.
King 5 versus Queen 4. There's a 4 on the flop. The 4 holds, and we do finally get an elimination. King 5, the short stack, one of the short stacks, got it in good, but unfortunately could not beat TNF's Queen 4, and 6 players remain now, $3,120. Huge win for Ship It, who laddered up. And you're thinking these pay jumps aren't huge, but that's an $800 pay jump at a $55 event. That's 16 times the buy-in.
Yeah, that's very significant.
By not playing. Okay. So I've just been informed that we are going to end the stream here and head over to Twitch. Nick and I will just keep commentating as if nothing happened, because this is far above our pay grade. But that's what's going to happen. So if you want to continue watching the show, and why wouldn't you, head over to our Twitch stream.
Yeah,